Greetings, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Desert Survival Series. So, I have a lot of comments to go over, and I'm going to get started on them right away. One of the comments was about sculptures. Andreas Guvang Jepsen. So, the small sculptures, as it turns out, are, on average, the most efficient sculptures for trade. They are the most material to wealth ratio of all of the art sculptures. And then large sculptures in terms of size, in terms of the space they take up and the quality, are the best to install. Grand being much larger and taking up more room. So I'm going to go ahead and sell all my small sculptures. We're also going to keep making some small sculptures, but then I'm going to make some large ones for the bedrooms. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bedrooms. We'll make 8 large sculptures. So thank you for that tip. I had long neglected sculpturing. I'm going to leave the marble blocks off that in case I want it for buildings. All right, another tip, and sorry this is just full of tips, is Mike Brown mentioned I can repair smooth walls. So if I, rather than replace this with, where's the order? Structure, no. Orders, tame, smooth. Why am I, smooth surface there. Wow, I don't use this a lot. So as you can see, I was basically fumbling around. So instead of replacing the walls, I can just smooth it out and I'll be able to repair it as if it was a proper wall. So I'll do that in some settings. That's especially useful for the insect crap. All right, another tip. Kiro Dan mentioned, wouldn't it make sense to have this deadfall trap array, let's call it. And actually, Roman, could you close that door? Closer over here. Yeah, it would. It would be a swell idea. I will backlog that for now, but that's going to definitely be something I work on. There is more to come. So Daniel Rice mentioned something I really liked. So what it is basically pie charting my... let me temporarily move this beacon. Pie charting my beacon, and this will all make sense once I do it, so that different sections of the orbital trade beacon are set up for different materials. So I'll have a section for kibble, a section for armor and weapons, a section for textiles, a section for blocks, and that way I can find things a lot more easily. I don't have a proper armory. Maybe I ought to. I could very easily add some shelving here for the marine armor and the weapons. It wouldn't take that much time, but sectioning off this would be a very, very good idea. So I thank him for that suggestion. It's probably something I'm going to attempt to do in all my series, to be honest. Grumpy mentioned that, I think that's Grumpy Joe. I just have Grumpy written down. I don't know why. Mentioned that he thinks that Quell's nose will grow back because it's shattered and not actually missing. I don't know. I guess Luciferium will tell us in the long run. And then also suggested a block order. Suggested a block order where, let's go to the blocks. Sandstone, granite, slate, marble. Let's lower this. So the idea here would be to make until we have, oops, I'm screwing this up. Wow, really screwing this up. Make until we have, let's say 60. No, come on. Doing that wrong again. Oh my goodness, I am fumbleina today. 60. And the idea would be to have at least a minimum amount of every type of block. And that's a pretty cool idea. So we will attempt to make everything. Now at the moment it's a little screwed up because we killed our stockpile, but that will be fixed as soon as Earth comes back with that trade beacon. He's about to be, where is he? There he is. This door could probably afford to be a steel one. I'm gonna get rid of the slate one. Okay, so here's what we're talking about. We will set this up. So this zone right here is going to be for textiles. I want it closest to the workshop. So textiles, stockpile. And then if I go in here, I will make it a normal priority. It doesn't need to be any higher. Put textiles in there and all apparel that is not tainted will go into that slot. Then here I will put kibble. Because we could pile that all up. In this spot, I can put wood. We're starting to get a lot of it, so why not stockpile it? I gotta think of wood as not finite, but more plentiful now that we can grow it. And this isn't a nice pie chart. What else do we have? I have statues, art, so I can do a stockpile of art. Okay, that's method's really not working. And we'll put just art in here. And I guess, actually this is going to be blocks. I want blocks closer. So stone blocks. Now I need a kibble one. I'll put kibble in the middle. Kibble might need to be a little bit bigger than that. Depends on how much kibble I end up getting. Alright, so that's called kibble. And everything else. And what I'm going to do is in everything else, we got to go for low. And maybe drugs here. Drugs. And we'll put all sorts of drugs there. Okay. Well, we'll get that sorted out soon. But I like that. Everything else will include like steel, uranium, plasteel, stuff that, yeah. Oh, apparel, textiles. I don't really have weapons. Well, weapons and armor will go in there too. Ideally, I would have a sliver for weapons and armor. So let's put that in now. I maybe will have, I'll just put weapons. I do have textiles and armor in the same spot. We'll put weapons in. Alright. That'll be nice and good to have as a zone. So we really need to make more progress on this conduit. What are you doing? Oh. Okay. So I'm going to force some of these guys to build the conduit so that we can actually power up some of these turrets. Doesn't make sense to have turrets out here and no power. I must just... What? I'm a little baffled because I guess we just don't have steel nearby. So I'm going to start hauling that back in. I ordered him to build conduit, and he like ran over with literally 1 steel. And I'm like, okay, you troll. You absolutely trolling me. Another thing I could do is to temporarily increase hauling, just so that everyone puts everything where it ought to go. And that way it will be nice and organized. I really like that suggestion. The sort of organizer in me appreciates tips like that. Look at Quell go. It's kind of funny looking. Probably don't need this big of a stockpile for wood either. And there we go. We are slowly organizing our stockpile, so it makes a lot more sense. And I can always adjust it so that certain areas like art, we probably don't need that much space. We can trim it, and it doesn't really change much. Yeah, this is a lot easier to look at. A lot easier to find stuff we want. Yeah, my brain appreciates this a lot. Alright. Some other tips that I got. Some of the power grid is off. Sorry, I forgot to write that one down. And then Devil Strand light. No, actually, the Devil Strand light is on. So at this point, I think everything is back on. Now I did lose the infinite fuel reactor in that Scyther backdoor raid, which is not so awesome, but yeah, these things happen. Wow, we are running really far to haul chunks. So if we look at the cutter, as you can see, we have a lack of granite, but everything else, we can actually get a really nice quick count from that. I think we have a lack of granite because granite isn't a naturally occurring stone here. Ooh, speaking of which, hi, Santiago. Terrain, yeah, granite is not native. Neither is limestone. What else? There was some other tips. Kamizushi mentioned that I screwed up the drug assignments. So this should not be for recreation. It should just be for scheduled only. Yes, that's a fair point. Spaceman was the one that mentioned that the science table was off, by the way. I found the tip. I put the tip in the wrong tip box. I had my... put that tip in the Black Lake tip box. I don't know why. Okay. So I think that goes and covers all the tips. Santiago's finally home. She's back with a limited amount of plasteel, but has a mega screen TV, so I'm going to go ahead and kill my flat screen. I could put it, you know what? I'm going to put it in the hospital. Alright. And then any of my wounded people get to watch some TV. So right now we have hauling as a really high priority, and we can probably, oops, lower that a little bit now. I think we've hauled, oh, hi Santi. We've hauled everything we needed to. Mudge is still just full-time hauler. From the looks of it, I would say textiles even need some more love here. But now that we're hauling the steel, we're able to build some of this conduit, which will be nice. I don't know. Yeah, I'm going to put it in the wall. And the reason for it is because if it shorts out, it won't catch fire if it's in the wall. It's a little bit extra work. Oh, And miraculously, it is cool enough for them to start sowing cacti again. It needs a certain temperature. It also means that our camels can travel outside. It's cool enough that they won't insta-die, which is also pretty cool, pretty swell. So that might include maybe a trip, another trip to potentially trade. So I'm still looking for a kidney. That much has not changed. All right, Mr. Mega Screen. Right on. Do we trust Mudge moving the Mega Screen? I do. Mega Screen TVs are particularly good because they are a very, very efficient recreation type. Maybe it shows. Yeah, recreation power 160% versus, you know, 146% for the poker table, or it doesn't show recreation type here, or horseshoe, which is probably garbage. Yeah, 100%. So you get your recreation from the Mega Screen TV a lot faster. Now, one thing I probably need to keep an eye out for is a telescope. That would be good too. All right. One more thing I wanted to do was plop some plasteel turrets indoors. One more. Having 4 plasteels in here will definitely help with security. One of the things I'm curious about is there any granite structures out here that could be broken down and repurposed? Maybe not. Yeah, doesn't really look like it. There is a bunch of steel left, so even though we're a little low on steel right now, not to worry, there's plenty of it. I thought, well, I guess I'm allowing marble for these small sculptures. Oh well, already started that. There we go, finally. The dead power under there. It's gonna have to not be connected. So Santi here is trying to get our mini turret supply resupplied, which is good. All right, we finished the small statue. Next would be maybe another trade run. Did I grab this Devil Strand? I did. Go me. As you can see, we are lacking in plasteel pretty thoroughly. And a kidney. That's a little harder to come by, but nonetheless important. I think rather than rice, although we have it all sown, I'm going to switch over to Psychoid for another run of drugs. Is this really the closest chunk? I suppose it is. They wouldn't lie to me. But that is pretty far. Oh, we're getting some plasteel. And a combat supplier. Cool. Let's see. EMP shells, they will buy. That will make us some money. Wake up. I can always replace that stuff. A good sniper rifle. I'll keep the excellent one. And they'll buy the sculptures. Maybe at discount, but they'll buy the sculptures. These guys... Wow, poor charged lance. No, thank you. Don't have any organs or anything. Oh, and another reason to use doored chimneys right there. I love when that happens. Because now I don't have to bust in a wall and replace it. That takes a while. That's annoying. I can just, you know, easy peasy, no problem. So we're replacing our EMP shells, which means a lot of components. And another thing I was going to do is to put EMP IEDs on the... Actually, maybe I'll do it like this. I'm trying to think of a way for scythers that drop into our map that we can deal with them in a way that prevents them from slaying us badly. But maybe I'm overthinking things. I don't know. Alright. Big ol' run of Psychoid coming. And a raid dropping directly on top of me. Now, what kind of on top of me are we talking about here? Oh, true, honest on top of me. Alright, well, I don't have the IDs built yet. Animals set to run. This does not have a nice choke that we can use. They are gonna wreck. Oh wow, the mega screen's barely alive as it is. Rip mega screen. Predicting now. I could definitely use higher DPS weapons. Sniper rifles are not particularly useful in this instance. And alas, it's a bunch of scythers. Alright, I think I have them all pissed off. So, Jay, go to your room. Omni, Quell, Santi, Roman for the tap out. Mudge, Jenny, Milla. Okay, maybe we're keeping the mega screen alive. I don't think anything significant broke in there. I just now need to not break my face. So turn that bad boy off. Well, if they're not going to engage me, I'm going to engage them. Clear the blast. Santi got a little clipped. Honestly, not that bad. Really not that bad at all. That worked out way better than I thought it would. Santi got clipped twice, but other than that, yeah, it was pretty flawless. Even kept my damn TV. And driving all of these enemies into the kill box, really nice. One thing that I am thinking about is putting a double door here so we can really increase the throughput. But yeah, that's that went well. And then another thing I was thinking about is... where's Slate? We'll have a natural choke here for the meleeers. Okay. So we lost 2 turrets, 1 plas, 1 steel. Well, 1 plas steel and 1 steel, obviously. We are going to get some plas steel off of these guys. Enough to basically replace 1 plas steel turret. Let's repair the TV, like, right away. And, yeah, that was a success. If we had EMP mines, it might have been even a little bit easier. Alright, Jay and the animals are free to roam about. Well, awesome. That was sort of an annoying worst case scenario raid of scythers coming in to the middle of the base where I feel the weakest, and we were fine. Now, ideally, what we would do is, Jenny, aren't you a constructor? Build some damn roofs on this thing, because although it might be cooler out than normal, it is still friggin' hot. I don't know why I'm picking on Jenny to clean all this up, but you've been picked on, Jenny, so get the job done. That's most of the nastiness. Back up to the extremely impressive range. O'Connell is cleaning up. My guys are either breaking down the mechs or moving the slag. This is a community that knows how to deal with goddamn robots. Got all the slugs back and built. We do have our dummy freebie kill turrets built. So this over here is shaping up. Oh, whoops, that's waterproof. I was like, why is this talking to me about what? Alright, excellent sculptures. Omni. You're gonna get the first one. Trying to make your bedroom a little bit nicer. Is this earth eating? Yeah, okay, good. Ah, phooey. Right as I say good, it backfires. Wow. Slate walls almost dead much? Jesus. This was a battle. Rebuilding the lovely turrets. As you can see, Omni having his super robo arms repairs. Repairing is usually a pretty lengthy process, and he repairs really fast. Now, the concept behind the IED EMPs is, if the enemies are scythers, my shield belts aren't going to do anything, right? Shield belts don't protect me from melee. And a disabled shield belt is fine, because if they're scythers and they're trying to bash the hell out of me, I'd rather have them disabled with no shield belts, because shield belts don't help me at that point. If they're lancers, it gives me a chance to close the distance, and in the duration it takes me to get to them, I'll probably bash them and kill them. So EMP IEDs is probably the way to go. I like how for that fight I didn't even bother with the marine armor. It's not that I didn't forget, it was that the amount of time it takes to put on marine armor is a little lengthy. Oh, poor Earth. Shouldn't have ate that nasty stuff. I don't know. I think kibble is always somewhat of a dangerous food type, though. Unlike cooking, that you can reduce the danger through sterilization and a good cook. Kibble, I don't think you can ever change its potential danger, which is one of the reasons I had him on simple meals, but, you know, simple meals got vetoed, so yeah. It's fine. Well, guys, I am just about out of time, but we did do a proof of concept on our in-base kill box. I give it a big thumbs up. There are some iterative improvements that I would make, but overall, a big thumbs up. I thought that was pretty cool. And your comments have been super helpful. I really love this comment. Oh, this stockpile is so much easier on the eyes than it was before. If you have any feedback for me, please drop me a line, and I do hope that you tune in next time. And just keep in mind that I am absolutely doing my best, but as much as you all might expect me to min-max everything, this series is also about entertainment. I have been getting some comments about how to sort of min-max perfectly every little aspect of the game. I might have a min-max series in the future. I've been brainstorming one, but yeah. All right, I digress. Thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you all next time. Adios.